investment. So from that, we have these three main most important. That's the firms consider. That's the competition, technology, and customer. And for the operations of any business, we can say that any business mostly experience 4 stages of development. The stage 1 is the good old days. That's when the firm still gets the market dominance. That's the 4th stage, is the model. Do you have learned about any models of business cycle?
That's right. From the last course, we learned about the 4 stages of the business.
Yeah.
It's expanding. Merger. And decline.
Yes, decline. No, merger, and then decline is the stage after merger. Yes. In most model, you will see a so-called increase to peaks, to reach a peak, and then decline, and to reach a trough. So you will see trough and peak and trough and peak in the same form. For the sector, it was complete from this trough to another trough, or this peak to another peak, and the duration between 2 next peak or 2 next trough is a cycle. It's a cycle, not cycle. And you see, for the models that Cone introduced is still quite the same as the 4-stage models I introduced you here. But it starts from the expansion. Here is from the good old days, when the firms still have a quite good position in the market. But for some 5-stage model, you will see the first stage is introduction. It means for the stage, the companies may face a lot of difficulties to enter the market. So when they have a quite stable position in the market, the stage of good old days will characterized by good dominance and high profit margin and cost plus pricing. So it changes in the technology, competitions, and customer force them just first or leave them from the stable position and to continue with their operation. They have to change to any fluctuations from the outside or sometimes from the inside will lead the company to a less optimistic position in the stage 2, that is the crisis. And as Cone said about his models introduced in previous course, that's the merger and decline. And now this crisis encourages the rise by the downsizing and restructuring. And the company have to re-engineer to deal with the change and then move to the stage 3. And stage 3 is the reform to adjust with the environment and maybe to get a higher position, a new stable situation. But the new stable situations can be a high levels of revenues and there's profit. So stage 3 is the reform. maybe the same as before, but maybe they aim to a higher position and with revenue management, and they focus on top line growth. It means can be the same with previous cycle and can be a higher position. And stage 4 is recover. The revenues in this stage will grow profitably, and that's the cycle of a business. And you see that for a business, they not experience one cycle, but many. As after once, they will turn to the next one. The reason is that even when they want to work in a stable condition all the time, the environments or the economic conditions always change, and it's forced the firm have to change to adjust with the external environment, with the government's regulation, with the customers' demand, with the requirements of supply chain. Now you see, if you talk about the supply chain, you will see the trends of applying blockchain in supply chain management, and all the firms have to get familiar with transparency, with traceability, with precise information, and it requires them a lot to adjust not only the technology and also the habit of doing business. Okay, and now that's some differentiation between different branches of macroeconomics, like macro and micro. And micros is the study of individuals, agents of the economy. So, as I referred previously, we have three main agents: one in the closed economy, one firm, consumers, and government. And if we learned about the behavior of each agent or each actors in the economy individually, it's referred to the functions of microeconomics. And when we see the economy as a whole, not separated, but as a whole and in relation, we have a macroeconomics. So macroeconomic consider or the study the aggregate economy aspect, like GP, gross domestic products, or unemployment and inflation. You will see the first three: national output, unemployment, and inflation. It's the three main indicators of macroeconomic economy. So, if you have to answer the questions, what are the main concerns of macroeconomics? Just a list of these three, and then the policy to regulate these three indicators is the fiscal and monetary policy. You heard about fiscal and monetary policy. Fiscal in Vietnamese. Yes. So fiscal is related to the carry out measures, government's measure, like taxes, like spending and investment. So that's the roles of the government in using their budgets to regulate the economy, to control the economy, and trade and finance among nations. So that's micro and macros. And resources we discussed before. So land, natural resources, labor. You see that for a country like Vietnam, we can develop or we can generate a great amount of renewable energy, thanks to the favorable conditions of climate. So for many countries, if they want to develop renewable energy, it's very difficult. For example, in America, some cold state like Illinois, it's hard to develop solar energy, okay, because the temperate rarely they have sunlight. So land or natural resources may be important resource, and labor and capital. And as I said before, and come said with us, labor can be labor as a normal workers and with human capitals for workers with education, with high skill, and with expertise. And we have a capital, we have entrepreneurship, we have a technology, and technology in broadened definitions, understanding not only in technology or machine, but also management is a kind of technology. And the key term, the next key term is scarcity. Now we discussed a lot scarcity or resource or scarce resource. So scarcity is a noun and scarce is an adjective. So scarcity is key and another key term. And opportunity cost. With the key points of opportunity cost is sacrifice in choosing one activity over the next best alternative, and allocation decisions. And three choice: what, how, and for whom. It's the three issues of an economy. What to produce, well, how to produce, and for whom to produce. That's some key term. And the firm how the firm answer the three big questions, big economics question. And this table gives us the differentiation perspective of the firm and the country from answering these three questions. So for the firm, maybe that is the product decision, and for the country, so what goods and services should be produced, and for the firm, that should be the product decision. So, and for the second question, how, for the firm will answer the question of how by hiring staff, hiring employees, and for procurement and capital budgeting decisions. And last, for whom? For the whom question, a company or firm will answer it by making segmentation decision. And you see, for segmentation decisions, for marketing, we will get the results of this step is to get the targeted customer. And some are the keywords like entrepreneurship and management. Entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship in Vietnam? Trong tiếng Việt nó là gì nhỉ? Entrepreneurship ấy. Có người gọi là khởi nghiệp, nhưng mà người ta, cô thì cũng nghĩ là nên gọi nó là tinh thần doanh nhân. Đấy, tức là nó tránh là không phải lúc nào cũng là startup ấy. Đấy, nên nó là tinh thần doanh nhân, willing to take risk in the pursuit of goals. So for achieving their goal, they do not be hesitant to take risks. They're ready for risk. So that's entrepreneurship and management. And for the firm's goal, the next part of section 1 is a firm's goal. Yes, I use the imagines the picture of a ship, and with the quote that without goals and plans to reach them, you are like a ship that has a sail with no destination. So for any activity, you have to set the goal first and then the plan to achieve the goal. So think about the goal is very important. And some may say that you do nothing unreasonable for them, but it's still persuasive for you if you have a clear goals for your activity. And for the firm, what are their goals? And we will classify the firm's goal into some types, and two main types: the economics goal and then other non-economics goals. And the firm is defined as the collections of resources that transform into products demanded by consumers. So you see, firm in nature is the type of economics organizing. It still results from scarce resources, and they collect the resources and transform to the outputs that meet the requirements of their customers. And the profit, and we refer from the beginning of our lesson, is the difference between the revenue and the cost incurred. And talk about the cost, we can list some type of cost, like first is the transaction cost. We have a transaction cost, and we have it may result from the cost of investigation or understanding the customer's need through surveys, and then the cost of negotiation or the cost of enforcing contracts. Yes, they are all listed as transaction costs or uncertainty, etc. And the economic growth of a firm. So the most important of the primary objectives of a firm is to maximize their profits. You may argue that some firms they pursue not the economics goals, but the non-economics, like to provide benefits for the community. But in practice, you see, even in they pursue that type of objective, they still need budgets to do that. So if they can't achieve the profit objective, it's easier to carry out other good needs. Okay, and you see, even some millionaires in the world, they commit after they go away from this world, they will donate their assets to some donation fund. It's a very encourages, but to do that, they still try to earn money. Only if they have profit from their business, they can donate to help other in need. So that's why profit maximization hypothesis is the primary goals of any firm. And other goals you can see may include market share or revenue growth or shareholder value. Not only brings the value for their owner, but for other tax holders. And then we have the terms of optimal decision. Optimal, because in reality, the goals not always achieved exactly, but they try to get the best solution given their resources. That's why we call it the optimal decision. To make the best of what we have, but not to satisfy all of our needs and wants. And the goals for short run and long runs may be different. Do you have any ideas about the short run and long run? Do you have any ideas of short run and long run? Is it about the time? Is this always about the time? Short run and long run? Long run.
Long run so far is important.
Yes. So time is an criteria. Yes. So we have to consider both short run and long run. So what can be the periods can be classified as a short run, and what can be the long run? For example, you go to you come to this program, and you think this is a short run and or a long run goal for you. With you, long run. Why? Yes. Yes. So maybe the cost may happens in the short run. Yes, but for your long run goal, okay. So it's an example that we see that the perspective of short run and long run is not always the same with all people, and with business of different fields or different activities can be have the understanding of short run and long run differently. For example, if a company only goes with provide service, I think fruits and beverage service, or McDonald's, maybe they sell products all days, day by day. So maybe a cycle of business finished only one day. They produce their products and they provide it to the customer. So the perspective of short run and long run is different. But for a company, if they invest in transitor producing production, transitor and cheap production is the short run, and the long runs may be many years. And so it depends on the type of activity or the fields of doing business. Maybe have a different perspectives about the times of short run and long run. But in general, how to say that it will be the short run and long run? You may focus on these definitions, and it's always true with all fields. First, long run. Short run is the duration of time that the firm can vary amount of some resource but not other. So at least one resource is fixed. It will classify as a short run. For example, a company, if they want to change another fields of doing business, they can shift their laborers, their employee, their materials, but they can't remove their plants quickly. So plants or equipment, especially production line, may be the fixed cost in the short run. So in the times that they can't make any change for those factors, it will classify as a short run. At least one thing is fixed. But for the long run, firm can vary amounts of own resources. So the decision in short run and long run from that can be different. In the short run, they can determine to continue doing their business or shut down. But in the short run, the decision will be changed from one to another field, to join or to leave an industry. Okay, so the decision in the short run, in the long run, there are differences based on the criteria of classifying short run and long run. The decision in the short run will be continue or shut down. For the long run will be to enter or to leave the industry. And then some other goals besides macroeconomics, besides economics goal and non-economics objective like good works, environment, or quality products and services, or corporate citizen or social responsibility. So you see that mostly, in most cases, the firm have to fulfill their objectives of making profit and then turn to non-economic objectives. Some criticisms about the companies maximizing profit. Do you have any critical point about the companies that only pursue their maximizing profit? Do you have any critical?
I think just a few years ago we heard about the company called Formosa.
Formosa, yes,
And,
Formosa is a very good example.
They try to maximize the profits of the firms, but they have to sacrifice the environment
Yes.
in Haping. So because of this loss of fish, the oceans in Haping was destroyed or ruined. And I think it's a good example.
Yes, that's a good example. So you see that the companies that pursue their profit is a reasonable goal. But if they have a negative effect, something we call in economics term is a negative external effects on their communities, on the customer, on the environment. This could be critical. It could be they have to bear some punishment. So you see, like back to the concrete examples of Formosa, companies that are operating in the fields that may have an impact on negative impact on the environment. When they apply their documents for establishing the firm, they have to not only the application form, but they have to show many evidence about how the impact the governments, the impact, the negative impact to the environment that the company may lead to. And if they pass all the requirements or for not only for their company regulations of the government or financial capability, but they have to meet the requirements. Renewable energy is maybe a field that have high requirements for environment. So that's about some criticals about the firms maximizing profit. And stockholders, you say that many companies, they are shared or they are owned by thousands or a large number of shareholders. And their goal is not to maximize profits of the company, but how to optimize the benefit of the shareholders. And the shareholders, what the shareholder can receive from the company's operations or company's of profits, or sometimes we call is the dividend. Do you learn the finance subjects? Previous this one, okay, and it's a kind of dividends for the shareholders. Okay, that's some companies' goals, both in terms of economics and non-economics. And for the other point, you can read in the slide because we don't have enough time to go through all these details in class. We just list some economic profits. Okay. So now we are quickly finished our section 1, and I will give you about only 5 minutes to read some key points of this part. And if you have any question, please raise your hand and raise your question so I can explain this summary for you. Okay, thì là hết section 1 rồi đấy. Đó là nhanh thì section 1 là introduction mà. Thì section 2 và 3 thì sẽ có cái thời lượng nhiều hơn. Thế thì các bạn có câu hỏi. Hết cái phần này bây giờ một là các bạn có câu hỏi thì các bạn sẽ hỏi liên quan đến phần nội dung bài của mình. Và thứ hai là nếu các bạn có thấy có một cái comment hoặc là có cái suggest gì về phương pháp chẳng hạn, ví dụ là như thế này đang thấy chán quá hay gì đấy thì các bạn cũng feel free to raise your concern, and I will welcome all your comments and suggestions. Do you have any question or any suggestion? Do you want us to discuss more? It means I will give more questions for you to discuss with each other. Do you want?
Yeah.
Yes. If not, I suggest you to form three groups from this afternoon. Yes, and these three groups will maintain this until this course. And these groups you will discuss together, and you will have some in-class exercise, and then I will grade it like a part of our ongoing assessment. Okay. Now let's turn to section 2. Our section 2 demands elasticity. First, now have you heard about this expression, demand elasticity? You and you accountant. No? Mm-hmm.
From my understanding, demand elasticity is referred to if the price of a product change, it results to the changes of other products.
Yes.
For example, if the housing market changes minus 20%, the price of the land might change 10%.
Yes. So the housing and land, okay, it's an example. It's a type of elasticity. But in general, elasticity is the general understanding is the change in price or the change in factors will lead to the change of the other factors, and normally we calculate in percentage change. So we will measure how factors is reacted with the change by other factor. So that's elasticity. For this part, our learning outcome include we try to define and measure elasticity, and then we apply a concept of price elasticity, cross elasticity, and income elasticity. What you have mentioned is cross elasticity, that the change in price of this good will lead to the change in quantity of other goods. That's the cross elasticity. Besides cross elasticity, we still have price elasticity and income elasticity. And then the third objective is understanding determinants of elasticity. What will lead to the change in the price, the reaction, the levels of reactions, and the directions of reaction, and show how elasticity affects business revenue is our last goal in this part. So we have 3 learning objectives. And to meet the objective, we have 7 details, contains the 7 points from markets, demands and supply, the economics concept of elasticity, price, cost, and income elasticity is the 3 next point. And finally is the other elasticity measures and elasticity of supply. But in class, I always focus mainly on the elasticity of demand. And for elasticity of supplies, you will learn yourself, because we use the same approach to understand about the price supplies elasticity. So in class, we focused on mainly the demand elasticity. First, some initial piece of knowledge. We have a market. How do you understand about the market? Yes, we talk about it and refer it many times. So how we understand about the market? How do we? What is a market? Yes. What forms the definitions of the market? No. You have to make sure that you understand what is market. All the words understand, but just to say how you understand. Market. Now you are in markets, in labor market. What is the sound of whooping? The field of whooping?
I'm looking in technology field.
Technology, yes.
Software.
Yes. Yes, software development. The same video.
My role is sales.
You sell software.
Actually, my company is software outsourcing software development. So my role is so executive
Yes, exactly. Yes, yeah. So you have looking for some employees from the job hunting. Yes. So
actually, I'm looking for our client. Our client is other company who need to develop application on software.
So you find the customer or maybe the individuals or or companies or organizations.
Company.
Yeah, companies to organize a company that have the demands to use your software. Yes, you asked about their demands with the specific demands with the software, and then you will develop a software that can meet their requirement. Yes. So the transaction between your company with your partner incurs in the market. Okay. So what is the components of a market? Market is yes. You say a lot about the market. Yes. You find the job in the labor market. You find the customer in the technology market. So you see the definition of markets is group of buyer and sellers of the particular goods and services or services. And you see, it's markets here, the general definition of markets here is not refers to a specific place. It's a new perspective about the market. For many years ago, when we talk about the markets, we always refer to a place, a physical place, because people have to meet each other, to communicate with each other, to make the transaction. But now, it's not always the necessary requirement. So we omit the expressions of a specific place. Now that's a group of buyers and sellers of particular goods and services. So you see, first have to buyer and seller. The second have a transaction, and the third have to the transfer of ownership. Yes, the ownership of the goods will be transferred from the seller to the buyer. So whenever we gather enough these three criteria, that transaction becomes a part of a market. So, and buyers determine demand and sellers determine supply. And they are called two forces of the market. So for a market, we always have two forces. One is demand and the other is supply. It's quite simple, but it helps us to understand many changes in the markets, in the price, in the quantity. So we understand about the markets, understand about the demands, understand about the supply. We will explain how the price of a cup of coffee varies from 30 to, for example, 50,000. Why not from 300 to 500? And how about the price of price of tickets for Dao and piano? Yes. Have you gone to the movie to see Dao and piano? No. You sitting here to learn about economics, management, and your company instead of Dao and piano. So you see that the price will be set based on the interaction between supply and demand. And markets is the environment to this force can interact with each other. And we have some type of market. We have a competitive market. It's a market with many buyer and seller, so that each has negligible impact on the market price. We refer to price maker and price taker. So the more competitive the market is, the more negligible powers that the participants. For any competitive market, mostly the buyer and sellers are price taker instead of price maker. And competitive market will still have different levels of competitive. From the perfectly competitive, based on two criteria of products, we call that homogeneous products. It means there's no difference among products, or products are nearly identical. And buyer and sellers are price taker. And we have a monopoly. Monopoly, only one seller for EVN that we mentioned. So EVN is not the monopoly in generating electricity, but it's the monopoly in distributing energy, energy and electricity. So that's monopoly, and they control price, and they decide the quantity. And oligopoly like aviation fuel or communication fuel. In Vietnam, you see some sellers, but they have great power, and they interact with each other. They compete with each other, but they cooperate with each other to control the markets as a whole. And for the later parts, we learned about the game theory. Game theory more focused on this group of enterprise in the oligopoly market, and monopolistic competition with many sellers but with differentiated product. And you see, monopolistic and perfectly competitive, they are both share some characteristic of competitive market. But the difference is in the characteristic of product, the feature of product. If for the perfectly competitive is the a homogeneous product, but for monopolistic competition, it's the differentiated product. How we classify different market. Now we focus on two sides of the market. First, the demand. Market demand. What is demand? Demand is what we want or we desire. But for market demand, for a firm, they take into account not only if the customer wants or needs our product, but they have to consider if that customer can pay for their product. Okay? And only two these conditions are satisfied, the customer will become the firm's customer. So for market demand, a firm will take into account the quantity demanded, and it refers to the amount or the quantity of a goods or service that buyers are willing to purchase at alternative price for a given period. So they want and they have the ability to make payment. They are willing to pay for it. Only with that, the customer will become the targeted customer of the firm. And these are how we make the difference between the demand and quantity demanded. And you see, demand is the combinations, the price, the quantity demanded, and ceteris paribus. Have you heard about this expression? This term, ceteris paribus, it means other things being equal. Other things being equals or other thing kept unchanged. Trong kinh tế mình rất hay sử dụng cái cụm từ này, ý nó là giả thiết rằng là những yếu tố khác là không đổi. Ví dụ khi mà mình xem xét cầu hoặc là khi mình xem xét giá, mình giả thiết rằng các yếu tố khác là không đổi. Thế thì mình sẽ phân tích là chẳng hạn như là ảnh hưởng của cầu, của giá tới cái quantity demanded này, thì mình sẽ giả thiết rằng là other things being equal, mình gọi nó là ceteris paribus. And the demand is the whole this line, whole this curve is the demand. So the combinations of many price and many quantity will give us the demand curve. But for a specific point here, it's more equivalent to a specific quantity and a specific price. And any point here is representative for any point here represents a quantity demanded. So when we talk about quantity demanded, so we always refers to a price level, because when the price changes, the quantity will in turn changes. The whole line, the whole curve is the demand, but any point here is the quantity demanded. Now, just list me some factors may have impact on the demand, the quantity demand. Now, just list some factors. You can discuss with each other. You can give us examples of goods or services, and then you point what are the factors may have an impact on the quantity demanded. Please from this afternoon to sit in group. From this afternoon. Now we have not much time left, so it's hard. It's take time to gather together. But from this noon, you have to sit in group to discuss any questions. Now I give to you. Được không nhỉ? Bây giờ mình còn ít thời gian thì không làm thế. Nhưng mà chiều chúng ta phải ngồi để khi mà có câu hỏi chúng ta có thể thảo luận với nhau nhé. Chứ không thể là lớp mình đấy cứ ngồi thế này xong lại độc quyền lại chỉ thế này là chỉ thảo luận với một bạn. Không ấy. Now some factors may have an impact. Now, for summer engineering, so your company is not what products or profits or service your company provides to the market.
We are the
Manufacturer.
We product
Fan. Fans for summer. Ventilation, yes. Ventilation company. So in COVID, your firm's much profitable. Let's say high profit.
Actually, the production we have some chemical input. We supply the fan for some
Yes, okay. So can you list some factors may have impact on your quantity demanded?
We concentrate on the building application.
Building applications and commercial.
Also, now we have some impact on KPI, so factory also.
Yes, but assume that to remember the goals of revenues, the revenue goals of your company for 2023.
We revenue up to 157%.
Yeah, 100. So that's the growth in revenue.
Yes,
But that's increase. But can you give, if nothing is secret, can you give the estimated quantity or the total revenue? Absolute number instead of just.
In last year, we up to 330 million.
Yes. Yeah. So you think, so in terms of quantity, the number, how many vendor?
Actually our equipment we have a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we cannot.
Have a statistics for that? Yeah.
We have split by the different on the.
No. So what can be the factors that have impacts on the numbers of yes
The market.
of numbers of machines you provide to the market?
I think maybe the 20,000 number.
Yes, but what factors may have impact on the number?
Yeah.
Yes, you may reach 200,000, you may reach 100,000 or only 10,000. Yes, what will lead to change?
So that means we consider the market demand.
Yes, market demand. So the numbers of customer.
Yeah, the first we consider to the maybe the commercial because the commercial we promote affect to our.
Yes. So that's referred to the market scale. Market scale. And you see that the market scale not only impacts on your company,
Yeah.
but other company. Okay.
Also,
Yes. Other company in your industry. So, what can be other factor?
Other factor, maybe from the market like the bank rate.
Bank rate. What does it mean by bank rate?
Interest rate.
Interest rate. Interest rate is referred to, will relate to the cost. Yes, the cost of producing.
Refer to the owner because the interest lower, so the investor will be invest to the.
Yes, so it's have close link with the production side rather than the demand side. Yes.
The production side maybe.
No. We for this part we focus more on the demand side to determine the quantity demanded. So the first one is the number of customers that have demands for your product. I think it's the first one, first factor, and that's true. Other factors from the demand side maybe.
Maybe we improve our production.
The quality.
Quality. And the expand the range of product, so we can get supply to the more.
You can meet the demands of different groups of customer.
Yes.
Yes, so it's the diversified products policy.
Yeah.
Okay, so the more range of products you can satisfy a greater number of customer, and from that increase your revenue in total. Okay, that's okay, but it still refers to the demand, the numbers of customer. Okay, do you think about another products that can alternative you switch your product?
In the same time, in this time maybe we can have some buy some another company because the company so we supply also maybe we supply the management of building. So we have the industry and now we supply the fan for the turner fan because for the low economy. So now we invest for the structure. So we have supplied for the turner or some turner.
So A&M with other company to larger scale, yes, and then have a higher positions in the market. Yeah. So, and you mentioned about the building. It means the buildings maybe I think it's a supplement to your product. It means if the numbers of buildings increase, you have more chance to provide your products. So it's a kind of related product. Yes, and more specifically is the supplement product. Okay. Now, just a give example with other fields. Just list some factors may have impacts on demand quantity. Now, in general, this could be some factors that have determined the price of a product. And in this example, I give a quite common product, that's ice cream, to help you imagine the case easily. You see, first is the product's own price. It means if the price of ice creams increase, you have a trend to buy less. Okay, so price increase, buy less. So price increase, quantity demanded reduced. So that's the first factor. And for his company, what's the name? Sorry, what's the name? Thắng, yes. For Thang's company, if the price of the machines increase, less building, less customer will consider buying from your company, but from other company or other alternative products if it has. So product's own price. The second is consumers' income. If they have more ability to pay for the goods, you see, quantity demanded show both the willing, others, the demand, the desire, and the ability to make payment. So consumers' incomes will have impact. If people become better off, if they become richer, they are more willing to pay for the good. And then, about consumers' income, do you think that whenever the customers' the incomes increase, they have a chance to buy more of a larger quantity of the goods or the services? Is that always true? True about the same direction of changing between the incomes and quantity demanded? Think and guess. You?
I think if the income is higher, consumer tend to buy expensive products.
Yeah. So,
Expensive products.
So
instead
if-
of buying more
Mm.
everything in the same product.
Okay, so for you, if your incomes is increased 2 times, if 2 times higher than now, yes, what you will buy more and what you will buy less?
I tend to buy more luxury products
Luxury product,
instead of buying.
like example of luxury products for you. For me, it's maybe a large number of ice cream for you.
I think I will buy ice cream at the higher price.
Yes, yes. Instead of champion, no, still champion, a specific group has a specific mind. So maybe you instead of 10 as Merino, okay. And what will you buy more? What others? What else you will buy more? LV clothes, okay? No, still no. So what you will buy less? Low, maybe second-hand products or okay. So when I raise this question for undergraduate students, most of them say that if I have a higher income, so I will let go of ramen, miên lươn. Ramen in Japanese, ramen in but this in Japanese is ramen. Is that true? Yes. Okay, so they will let go of it. Yes, they are fed up with Cơm bình dân. I'm not sure about cơm bình dân in English, but ramen, yes. So income and quantity demand is not always vary the same in the same direction. It depends on the type of product. Okay, so some you may buy more, and some you may buy less when your incomes increase. So for the firms, it's very important because when the firms always has a group of targeted customers, and they have to guess or they have to forecast about their demands in the future. If they see that their incomes tend to increase or decrease, okay, and then they have to, because a firm do not focus on the existing, but they want to prosper in the future, and they depend on their customer to do that. So they have to understand the customer when there is living standard increase, what they will buy more, what they will be willing to pay more for. Yes, that's why we have to understand that the relationship is not always the same direction. The chain is not always the same direction. The third is the prices of related goods. Yes, as I asked Thắng, his product and the numbers of building. So we have some alternative, some substitute, and some supplement. For example, for ice creams, what could be the substitute of ice cream? Dairy, yes,
Sugar.
Yes, sugar is the substitute or supplement of ice cream. You are drinking tea or coffee. So for coffee, is an easier example. What will be the supplement of coffee? As you say, sugar. Yes, sugar. Because you use it together. So what happens if the price of sugar increase? So the quantity demanded for coffee increase or decrease? Decrease. Yes, supplement, decrease. Because if price the sugar increases, you will see that the price of a cup of coffee with sugar will increase. It means the quantity demanded decrease. Okay, but coffee and tea may be different. If the price of coffee increases, so the quantity demanded for tea increase or decrease.
Still the same thing.
It's the same direction. Price of this increase, the quantity of that increase too. Okay, so that's the relation between related goods. So for related goods, we will consider if it's the substitute or supplement. Okay, and the thesis is another determinant. Okay. If you like something, yes, you see that down, phở, and piano. I think many people come to the cinema to see down, phở, piano, not because they really like the movie, but because it's a trend now, and you want to show that you understand about the trends and why others know about that. It's not me, yes. We want to belong to the groups of understanding everything, okay? And hot trend, and you always catch the hot trend. So the thesis and the expectation. If you expect about the price of ice creams will 3 times higher next month, yes. So and you like ice cream, you tend to enjoy as much as many as possible at present. So about expectation, maybe another factors that have impact on the quantity demanded. And number of customers. Thắng refer many times with the case of his company. So the more customers have demand without the products, so the quantity demanded increase. And sometimes we say that's the population. We assume that the percentage of people that have demands with our good is unchanged. So the population increase. It means the market scale increase with the same percentage. So your task is to refers to your product, and then you think about one product or one service that your company produce or provide in the market, and list all the factors may have an impact on this the demands, the quantity demanded for the product. So that can be your homework for this part. Now for the next slide, we'll have some explanations about how each factors may have an impact on the quantity demanded, and explained in details about the direction of the impact. So you can read yourself. And for the income, you see the point that I mentioned, that we have maybe the same directions or the versus direction. And for the same direction is normal goods. So normal goods is the good, that's when our incomes increase. We tend to buy it more. So it's the same direction with the change in the income. But when income increases, the demands for the inferior goods will decrease. So the reverse direction for the inferior good. So something may be inferior, may be normal goods for you in this time, this period, maybe come to turn to the inferiors and in another period. So it depends on the periods, and it depends on type of customer. Maybe drinking beer or wine maybe is the normal goods for some group of customer, but it's become the inferior goods for other customer because they not only want to bia cỏ. Chẳng mình không biết bia cỏ là gì. Bia cỏ thì với họ nó phải là gì, ví dụ là bia tươi, bia đen, đúng không? Nên nó lại thể trở thành inferior với một số cái nhóm người khác, hoặc với chính mình, khi mà mình đã thu nhập của mình đã cao rồi thì mình sẽ có những cái sản phẩm mà mình coi nó lại trở thành normal. Chứ non-normal thì nó lại trở thành gì? Inferior. Đấy, inferior. Ok, thế và hôm nay có thể chúng ta sẽ dừng ở đây. Cái buổi chiều chúng ta tiếp tục nhé. Rồi mời các bạn nghỉ. Chiều thì chúng ta cố gắng là